Yeah. So, okay, fine. Yeah. So, hi guys. This is Sreekanth Chityala. So, I'm a DevOps trainer. So, I have total 6 years of experience with respect to DevOps. I have 4 to 5 years. So, today we are going to discuss about in what is DevOps exactly. So, we will be discussing the SDLC and what some waterfall models and agile methodologies and what is DevOps and what is its advantages. So this is our agenda. So we'll be covering these topics today session. So people aware about the how IT works, but still, since my intention was to explain from the scratch level how IT works. People are who are from the non-IT background, so they need to understand how software company works when we get any product to the company and what is the workflow from the scratch to uh, and until the deployment part. So in this part, as we are going to discuss software development lifecycle. So and we'll be discussing about few strategies from the SDLC, that is Waterfall Model, Agile, and DevOps, and its advantages, stages, and tools, and what is the current market of the DevOps and package ranges. At the end, we'll be covering the question answer parts. So that is going to be today's agenda. So first, software development lifecycle. So see any today whoever joined, anyone from the non-IT background, I mean they are from the mechanical background or they don't have any idea about the how software works. Please raise your question so that I can. Uh, I just want to make it as an interactive session. It's just instead of I only speak and taking the session till the end. So I just want to make some engagement with whoever joined. Yeah, please go ahead. I want to hear from the Abhilash. Abhilash, please tell me if you have any idea how software works. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So you have no idea about how this, software companies work, right? Yeah. So okay. So that is comes to the picture of the SDLC. So when any person has one idea and that is need to be implemented as a product as application. So any you can take any application. You can take a book my show. You got some idea like a book my show. I need to have the ticket booking software, but you don't know any coding knowledge. So you wanted to have to develop a product. So you'll be approaching the one of the software company, and you will be discussing with the one of the client managers, so and so person who is belongs to take input from the uh, person like you. So from there onwards, the cycle will be started. What is the plan requirement and designing phase. All these steps will be involved till the deployment stage. So these all this process we call as a software development life cycle. So these are the stages are involved. Any if you take any strategy, so these are the steps will are involved, but what kind of approach people will need to follow to make it fast, that is comes under the strategies. So we are going to discuss the first strategy is waterfall model. This is the first model. People who used to say that no, people are using this first strategy. So when you get an idea, if when you will be talking to the corresponding person, so from there onwards, the steps as involved, like requirement gathering, designing, implementation, deployment and monitoring. All this process will be involved in that part. So what kind of approach you are going to use? That is comes the SDLC model. That is one of the model is water model. It's a step-by-step process, we can say. So once the flow is started, it will keep on going. There is no return back. So that's why people call is a waterfall model. So we'll be discussing a high level in waterfall model. So the first stage. So as I was mentioning that, if you get an idea, so we'll be approaching the one of the software company. So there the requirement will be started. So I found 1 second. Okay. So the first step is requirements. So you are the person. He has some idea. So he'll be approaching one of the software company, and you'll be talking with the client manager who will listen your idea and make it progress. So that is the first stage of any strategy. Whether you take Waterfall model or any agile methodology, any strategy you can take, but that is the first step, requirement gathering. Of course, right? What kind of features need to be added in that application? You got a thought, book my show thought, but what kind of features need to be added? So you will be discussing with the client manager. So client manager will gather the information. So what is the delivery time? So what kind of features need to be involved? So what is the use case of that application? So all this information will be gathered by you, and proceed for the next step. That is the designing phase. So designing phase, here the client part is done. In the requirement phase, client part is done. Now actually work will be started. That is designing phase. So designing phase, the client manager, whoever listens your ideology, so he will gather that information and proceed with the next step, that is designing phase. In the designing phase, that team will be involved, like design developer team, testing team, any managers, all these people are involved, and try to generate a documentation like flow chart. What kind of programming knowledge need to, what kind of technology need to be used, and what is the use case? So how many people can be used? What are the resources need to be utilized? All this stuff, what is the front end technology we need to use? So all this stuff will be gathered and divide the task. Like, this team need to handle this task, and so on. So this will become continued, in the designing phase. In designing phase, it's only theory part. There is no technical part. The technical part will be started from the next stage. That is the development stage. So in the development stage, so people will get the task. I need to work on this. If suppose there are 10 developers, so 10 developers will get the one task. And there is be deadline time. Like one task will be completed within a 3 4 days or 1 week, depends on the task. So in the development task, actual developer will work on the coding part. Suppose they have started coding on the Java, so in Java they will be developing the application. So once development phase is done, then they will move to the next stage, that is testing phase. So developer's job done. Job has been done. Then they will hand over the coding to the testing team. So testing team, what they will do thorough testing using the Selenium, whatever the tools were there in the market. So they will be using those tools and try to test that code whether it is properly working or not. Like, example, book my show is there, right? So whether the tickets are booking properly or not. You have selected two. So it is trying to book only two or more than two. So and payment, any issues with the payment, whether it is working fine or not, or reason wise selection. Where if you select the Hyderabad, then Hyderabad, screens need to come, the cinemas. And if you select some Bangalore, so Bangalore, areas need to be come. So all the thorough testing will be done in the testing phase. So once testing is done properly, then they will go to the next stage. That is deployment. So deployment is the main stage where your application, entire test application will be deployed onto the servers. So it means you are deploying an application on server means you are able to see the application on the browsers. So if you deploy the application onto the servers, then people will be use that application by installing the Book My Show app, or by browsing at bookmyshow.com. So people will be able to see that application once it is deployed. So Successfully deployment has been done. Next stage is maintenance part. So though you have successfully deployed the application onto the servers, but you need to keep on monitor. The team need to be monitored 24/7 whether the application is handling the traffic or not. If suppose basically we will be seeing like when we get any result, JNQ result, any board result, within 1 lakh users will be trying to open that application. So the application may goes down due to heavy traffic. Same way, so when it comes, the application once it is deployed and it is live. So if whether the traffic is handling or not, if any issues comes due to heavy traffic, then the troubleshooting need to be taken. So these are the stages will be involved in waterfall model, step by step. You can see requirement. Once the requirement is done, then this is completed. Next design, next development, testing, deployment, maintenance part. So these are the steps has involved in the waterfall model. Uh, so so this is the high level of water. Any doubts on this? Mainly Abhilash, how you understand the workflow of software lifecycle, right? Sorry, I didn't hear you, Abhilash. Okay, fine. Yeah. So by seeing this, clear-cut, well-structured life cycle, people think it is good. But thing is, there are many limitations are there in the waterfall model. Why? Because one is uh, you have successfully deployed onto the servers, but after few days there was some bug on the application side. So it was a small issue, but thing is, the flow need to be reverted back every time. When a maintenance team, operation team will say that there is a bug in the application, user unable to make a transactions. So maintenance team will think that no, it is an issue with the deployment team. So deployment will check from their end thoroughly, and after putting all the 100% efforts from their end, and realize that this issue is not with the deployment team. So what they will do, they will go back to the previous stage. I mean that they will hand out to the testing phase team. So testing team will again, test from the starting to end, but they will realize that still the issue is not with the testing team. So what they will do, they will go back to the previous stage. They will talk to the developer. So it might be issue with the coding part. So developer will do again, check all the features from the first line to thousandth lines, whatever how many lines of code it is there. They will do proper testing from the code, from the code end, and they will realize that they missed the one block. So that is the main reason the people are facing the issue. So to identify the bug, it took like you can say 15 days or 20 days just identify which team the exact issue has happened. It took like couple of days for the small issue. So this it is creating the big impact, right? To identify one small issue, and it takes a lot of time to identify it. It went through all the previous stages. So that is the major problem with the waterfall model. Another major challenge is client deadline. So you went to the first day, you in the first stage, requirement stage, you explained all your requirement to the client manager. Client manager will say that it will take like 6 months of time. You are okay. I need this product need to be delivered by 6 or 7 months, max 7 months. So then the flow will be started. Then due to these kind of issues, not only after deployment of application or maintenance part, there might be issues in between the life cycle. So each and every issue, they need to go back to the previous stage to identify the way which team has responsible to this bug. So during the process, there is a chances of delay in the product. So you client accepted the for accepted the delivery of the product as 7 months. But when the client comes to the company and the still the product is under development, it is just completed 70 to 80% only. So remember to complete the remaining, still there may be required 2 to 3 months of time to completely deliver the product. So this is creating the big impact for the client, even company and the client also. So that is one of the big problem uh, to meet the client expectations. Another one is modifications. Suppose, so I'm the person who gave the idea. I'm the client. So I said, I need this my show app, and please develop that product within some given time. But after 3 months, I got some more idea. Like now I want to introduce some concert ticket booking also, not only the movie tickets. I wanted to uh, uh, need to add one feature called event section. So that is very critical part in nowadays. People are expecting to have that kind of feature. So what I will do, I will go again to the companies who says that no, I need this feature anyway within 6 months, the given time. Maybe you can extend 2 months more, but I need to have this feature. But the client, the company says no, because as I mentioned, Waterfall Model is a step-by-step process. Once everything completes, then only it will go to the next stage. So when you says new features after 3 months, then the product might be in the development phase or testing phase. So if you add new feature, then again requirements need to be gathered and design phase need to be restarted and development need to be started again. So again, the flow need to be started from the beginning. So even if you add small change also, it will the life cycle need to be started from the beginning in the waterfall model. So that's why people will say no to the new modifications in the middle of the product development. So that is major drawback. And it leads to time waste and money waste. Again, if you need to restart again, and it will take a lot of time to begin from the start scratch level. So it will take a lot of time to and there is the chances of delaying the product uh, than expected delivery time. So these are the major drawbacks in the waterfall model. So that's why there after this there are so many models came into the market, like prototype model, V-type model, Kanban model. So many, but I am not going to discuss all these SDLC strategies. I just wanted to give overview of the what one of the SDLC models. So next one is Agile model. So Agile model is very popular. Even current market people are using Agile model also. So in Agile model, as we discussed waterfall model, so every stage need to be completed. Then only the next phase will be started. But in Agile model, of course, there are requirement will be same, design phase is also same, but development and testing and deployment. These three stages are, I think, development and testing. There will be another stage building the product. So there are three stages will be keep on rotated. Even if the client has required new changes, still that can be possible in the agile model. So in agile model, what is the high major feature is that uh, we can divide the product into multiple modules. Like in Book My Show, there will be features like event booking and movie ticket booking, and there are something like any other feature you can say. Uh, so instead of developing the product from the scratch, like all modules need to be have in the single application. Uh, you will just divide into multiple modules. Like in the first phase, I need to have uh, ticket booking, only movie tickets booking. After 2 months, I need to have another feature called event booking. In after 2 months, I need to have a feature called game shows, you can say game shows. So these three features need to be added as via sprint modules. So I mean, if the sprint one completes, then the product tag will be live. I mean, people will be going to use. So that's the main advantage of agile model, where you can divide the your entire idea into chunks, you can say. So we'll discuss about the sprint, in each sprint what is going to be happen. So in sprint there are multiple modules, like ticket booking and event booking. Another one is game show bookings will be there. So with the client will be there. Whoever has that idea, so that person will sit with the team, development team, testing team, and manager. They will decide in first phase in sprint one which feature need to be going to the live. So there I will decide. I'm the client, so I will decide that I want this feature, like ticket booking as a priority one. So that should be uh, deployed within 3 months of deadline. 3 months. So what the people will do? So in that idea also, the team will be divided into multiple tasks. They will keep on working, planning, coding, testing, and development. And they will, after 2 months or 3 months, whatever the time limit they have set to the particular module, they will deploy. So they will deploy and will show to the client. So software company will the team, whoever the responsible of handling the team, that person will talk to the client and say that, no, this is your product, so please have a review on it. So I will see whether my expected changes are available or not. If I feel good, then I will say okay to next module. I will say okay to next sprint, you can say. So next sprint also, the next sprint the will be decided. That is event booking. Event booking also, the task will be divided by across the team. Then the coding and testing and building will be done. Again, deliver the product, deploy the product, and we'll have a review with the client. So client will again see the second module, the second feature. If that looks fine, then it will go to the next sprint. So now what happened? Two sprints are completed. One, my feature is ticket booking, which is working fine. Second one is event booking, that is also working fine. And next feature will be decided in the third sprint. So each sprint will be having the deadline. So there is a time limit. Within that time limit, the product need to be delivered. The each module will be delivered. So in the third module, while people are deciding the third module yet to be developed, client says that, I need to have few changes in the third feature. Like in game shows, their casual games and high level games need to divide it separately. That feature need to be added. So I will talk to the team members. People also will say okay, because the client said after the sprint, not during the sprint. He said those changes need to have in the third sprint, not during the sprint one or sprint to two or sprint. Yeah, I mean to say that two sprints. Because in waterfall model, if the client says any new features to be added, then it is difficult. Every stage need to be completed, then only the new features need to be added. But in agile methodology, you can suggest new changes. Once the sprint is completed, they will add. Suppose if you say that no new features need to be added in sprint the manager will say that we'll be adding those changes in the next phase. So client will be also happy for that. So you can give suggestion, new changes in any sprint. So they will be implementing in the next sprint. So that is benefit of the agile model. So next to so which is looks fine. We can divide the uh, uh, modules, the idea into multiple modules, and each module can be delivered within short time. So, and I can get the client get the review of delivery of the product, and it is meeting the expectations. If the expectation doesn't meet, then the client manager can give the suggestion I need to have these changes. So they will add in the next sprint. So that's why at the end of the delivery of the product, client will get the uh, expected output. But in Waterfall model, that is not possible, because once you gather the requirement, then you are going to see the product after 6 or 7 months, whatever the deadline it is there. But at the end of the delivery time, the client requirement may not match. So client won't see the during the development phase, right? He can see only after the deployment of the product. But in Agile methodology, in each sprint, the client can able to see whatever the feature is expected, it is meeting the as per the expectations or not. So that is the benefit of Agile model. But everything looks fine. Where went wrong? That is with the operation team. You have a good interaction with the client and the developer. But when it comes to the deployment part, again, deployment team means operation team, support team. You can say support team always having the five argument between developer and operation team. So that is a major drawback with the Agile. Why? Because a developer team will, share the developer team or testing team. They will do the thorough testing from their end, and they deploy application onto the servers, and uh, operation team unable to deploy it properly. So they think that the issue with the deployment, the developer team. But developer says that it is working fine now in our servers. Please check from your end. So this is never ending argument between developers and operation team. So I'm going to give one example. What is the deployment actually? So in IT, there will be having the couple of environments: development and testing and staging and production. Have you guys aware about this environment? There might be another environment also, UAT or QA environment. So it depends on the company. So are you guys aware about what is development and testing and what are the environments are, which I just spoke? If you don't, then please let me know. I'm going to explain, because these environments are need to know. It is must every IT guy need to understand. So I think, Abhilash, what do you, any idea what is development environment? What is no, right? Okay. So development environment means developer and testing team initially where they will test. I'm the developer. I will do the coding part, and I will test. I will deploy the application. My Okay. Let's take 4 laptops. That is the easy way. Yeah, so I'll be giving a general example. There are 4 laptops. So one laptop is development, another laptop is testing, and another laptop is staging, and the fourth laptop is production. Okay. So first laptop, developer will do the deployment part. So which is working fine. Okay. My application is up. So okay, you can take one software, VLC Media Player. So developer shares the software link to the operation team. So developer one operation person will take that link and download that software and install that software on his laptop. That is development laptop. Okay. So which is looks fine. It is installed properly and everything looks fine. So then again, developer will share that link to the second laptop. So that is, you can say, test laptop. There also it is working fine. I mean, installed properly. Well and good. Another person, third person, which is stage environment, stage laptop. So he tried to download the software and it is also installed properly as per the expectation. On the fourth the main laptop, which is production. So on the production server, the software is unable to install due to some issues or maybe compatibility issues. So this is shared by the developer team only. So developer is the main culprit. So developer says that we have tested on other laptops, which is working fine. So maybe issue with your laptop only. Please check your laptop properly. So the fourth person, production person says, my laptop is very good. No problem. All softwares are installed properly. So there is no bugs. So, but still unable to install. So, this way the argument will be keep on rotated, in every deployment. So in reality, so developer servers are there. We developer, whoever do the coding part, so they will do testing, first testing on the developer servers. So developers are the owner of those servers, local. So next one, which if that works fine, then testing team will also include, right? Testing team also will do thorough testing, whether the features are working properly or not. So they will also do the deployment onto the testing servers. Okay. So testing servers, if that application deployed properly on testing server, then next stage is staging servers. So staging servers also well and good. The application able to deployed properly. But production servers means the main servers. Main servers means people are using, all other people, like outside people, the public people are using that production servers, I mean, the application. If you are able to access one of the application, Facebook or Paytm or any application, any software application you are able to usage in using in daily life, that means that application is deployed in production servers, main server. That's why we call it production word in the IT. So if you get the issue in that development, testing, staging, doesn't matter. Because it's a local, it's related to internal servers. But production means all people are using their application, which is deployed on the production servers. So that's why these environments are important to understand. Did you get clarity? Abhilash, at least you will able to understand that what is deployment, right? Yeah. Okay, fine. So any questions from others regarding the environments part? If not, I'm no hesitation. Please ask me. I will try to explain in detail. Okay, fine. So here in agile methodology, so I said there is a communication gap with the operation team, with the development team. Why development team, testing team, they'll be having the communication because they will work together. In this phase, I was talking about the agile methodology, right? So development, building, testing will be work together with the three teams: the building team, testing team, and developer team. So they know they have the communication. They will be in the sync, and also with the client, because in each sprint they will talk to with the client. Uh, so they will be in the sync. But there is a gap between development team operation, where actual application will be deployed and operation team will take responsible to take care of that application, whether the application working properly or not. So there is no proper communication between these two teams. So that's why this is a major disadvantage in agile methodology. How this is overcome in DevOps? Because here client and development, you can consider this is agile methodology. But DevOps is additionally to the agile methodology, where uh, DevOps team will be having the communication with the development team and testing team also. So in real world, development team DevOps team will work with the developer and testing team. So each and every problem they will fix right away, because they will be in the sync. So DevOps is a basically developers plus operation. So that's why people will call it as a DevOps. They will work together. So DevOps is not a tool. You can say DevOps is the environment, the culture. So nowadays every company is following this kind of strategy, so that there is no gap between the developers and deployment team, that is DevOps team. So that if there is any issue in the deployment side, right away they can fix by DevOps team or with the development team, whoever responsible to that particular issue. So in that way, DevOps will be popular in that strategy. So we'll be discussing more in coming sessions, and each and every what I mean, today's session we have a session at 7 o'clock, right? So we'll be discussing each and every tool, what are the use case of those tools. But when it comes to DevOps, advantages, which is quick delivery. Like DevOps has some automated tools where you want to deploy an application onto the servers. So the development, testing, and building, deploying, this will be done in an automated fashion. we'll be using the Jenkins tool to do this. So you can deploy application within half an hour or 1 hour. If you get any issue, you can right away revert the changes. So that is not possible in the previous strategies. DevOps has some high-level automated tools. So that is possible in this strategy. Next one is collaboration, because developer, testers, and DevOps team will work together. So if you get any issue, uh, it's easy to identify who is responsible, whether DevOps team is responsible to fix that issue, or developer, or testing. So by seeing the console output of that application deployment, it is easy to identify. So to fix that bug. So they will be in the sync. So that it will be good communication between the teams. So another one is customer experience. Here, customer experience means uh, there is a production deployment will be there. Like not your customer has added requested new changes. So those changes as coming as a 2.1.1 version. So that feature has deployed onto the production servers. But somehow there is some issue on the deployment new feature. So there will be downtime, right? So because people are stopping. If phone pay goes down, all the transaction will be stopped, right? So there will be huge impact on the customers as well. So with the DevOps tools, you can right away within seconds you can revert the changes. So previous version was 2.1.0, right? You can select that version and just click the build button. Within seconds, your application will be deployed, and people can um, you use that application in the production environment. So it's a quick fix, and if any, so that is the best part of the customer. All happy is quick deployment and uh, quick revert the changes. So that is the best part. So easy defect detection. As I mentioned, we have also automation tools in DevOps. So in DevOps, when you trigger any build, if you get any issue, and we can see that issue, which is team responsible for that. So we can approach that team, get it fixed, and again start the deployment. So easy detection. Another one is, yeah, as I said, seamless deployment, constant releases. So this is already I mentioned. Another one is notifications. So once the build is triggered, uh, suppose it is taking half an hour time to deploy. So you don't require to monitor that deployment when it is deployment. You can configure a few of the plugins in the tool, so that once the deployment is done, it will be notified to the respective team members. So Slack messages or Teams or any Gmails, if whatever the notification tool you have configured in the plugin section, so it will automatically notified across the teams. So the benefit is, if you get an issue, it will you get the notification, you can fix that issue right away, because in notification you will see the what kind of issue it is, who is responsible for that. So that's the best part of the DevOps. So in DevOps, so these stages already been discussed here, like yeah, requirement design, development. So same only, but it will be done in the automated fashion. Keep on rotated. So there is no one step by step, or there is no only developer testing team need to be cycled. That concept is not there. Coding developer will keep on develop the features, and DevOps tools will take care those changes. I mean, automatically detect those changes. It will automatically trigger the build, automatically tested, and automatically released and deployed, operated, monitored. So all this stuff is purely automated. So that is the best part of the DevOps. So each stage we going to discuss. So each stage code, which in the code section, which tools are useful, like Git or Jira or Confluence. So we'll be discussing in detail in the further sessions. So yeah, these are the DevOps tools. So next come to the demand. So DevOps demand in the market. So there is a huge demand in the market, though outside recession is happening, but there are so many openings. for DevOps. Comparatively, other technologies, DevOps has huge demand and it has great packages. So even the fresher person would get the 6 to 7 lakhs range for fresher. So for a 2 years person, there is a possibility like getting the 10 plus 10, 12 lakhs packages will be there. For three, you will definitely wonder. I have seen some people like 3, 4 years will getting the 30 plus packages. So uh, that's why people are moving to DevOps from other technology to here. So that's it from my side. Any questions? This strategies people are already aware who are already working in the IT. So, but still, if any questions, would I think you get some idea how IT works and what are the stages, what are the phases. So, which team will be involved. So, I hope you get the clarity. Please ask any questions.